Hey, people. Hey. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Helicopter. Oh, look at that. Is that pretty? See those birds? Oh, nice. That was pretty. I hope I got it. Just wait a few more seconds here. Yeah, I'm out and about in New York City. Oh, I got a. Hey. Good afternoon, guys and gals. Good afternoon. Yeah. Yeah, it's me again. Yeah, I'm on a roll. Yes, I am filming live here in beautiful Central Park at Seneca Village. That's right, Seneca Village. So, yeah, this is Central Park here. Beautiful Central Park. Let me do a pan view. This is beautiful, beautiful Central Park. See how beautiful it is? Yeah, this is our park, Central Park. And I did a video earlier today, early this morning, and I just felt that I needed to do it. I'm a very sensitive person. I deeply care about people, all people actually. But I have a heart for blacks in America. I think many of us have gotten shafted, but I don't want to be in a pity party. This stream is not to be a pity party and anger. It's about tapping into people who were before us and as a means of encouraging people of today. And I did a video a couple of months ago, not too long ago, no more than 3 months ago, I think. I, I did the video, well, I was introduced to this subject by a YouTuber. And I thought, wow, Seneca, what? He had a town in Central Park and a black town at that. I knew about like Lower Manhattan. Wow, what a beautiful dog. That looked like a horse. Look at that. That is beautiful. Boy, I wouldn't be able to afford feeding that dog. Look at that. Look at that. You see it? Wow. I don't think anybody's going to mess with that lady. I just had to show that. Okay. Oh, I don't have my glasses. I left my, I don't think I have my reading glasses. I could have read that. Oh, Great Dane. Okay. Yeah. How you doing, buddy? Yeah. How you doing? Yeah. Great Dane. Thank you. See, that's why I love my viewers. See, when things that I don't know the name of, you guys know it. So each one teach one. That's what it's all. That's what life is all about. We supporting each other emotionally. Yeah. Find. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's all what it's like. That's what all life is really about. So, yeah, so I learned about this place called Seneca Village a couple of months ago, and I was just amazed. See, I'm born and raised in New York City, and they don't really teach local history. You learn about, Columbus finding the New World. You learn about, there's what's a George Washington and, all BS. Well, you don't learn the meat of local New York City history, like there was slavery in New York City. Yes, it was. But it ended its slavery, I think 20 years, 20 or 30 years prior to the rest of the, the states. Now, wouldn't that have been important to know? See that it's altering your perception. Our perception in this world, in living in this country, is one of distortions and lies. And they don't want you to be connected with your past because when you know your past, you're able to inform the next generation what to look out for, um, certain maybe technologies, just things that's used to equip you. Just like the people who control this country, they know about their history and they use it for their advantage. You should do the same. So when I learned that, wow, that they had, like, I knew about the Lower Manhattan that you have at the Federal Building during, let's see, yeah, but people find history in New York, at least we find out about it outside of New York. Yeah, yeah. So I knew about the thing in downtown Manhattan because you have the federal building. They were doing building of these giant skyscrapers in this particular location in downtown Manhattan. And they know it's a historical, let's see, let me show it. Hope I got it. Yeah, some plane kept it like kept it going around. Yeah, so they had this federal building, and they had, you know, when you do any dig in downtown Manhattan, that's where the early European takers in New York City. That's where they started out in Lower Manhattan, and so because of a lot of relics and stuff that are left from these people, you have to have permission to dig anywhere. So they pretty much knew, you know, because you have historians and they know who lived in certain areas, and they probably knew black people lived down there too. And it was a black burial ground, yeah. So it was a big thing in the early 90s when the Clintons were in office. Bill Clinton was in office as president. And so they erected this giant federal building. And so they kept on with the building. They didn't stop. They should have stopped, but they didn't. But they did leave a little piece and set up a building, like a museum, to commemorate the lives of the people who um, died there. Because it was a burial ground and an African American slash black burial ground. Isn't, you know, what if it was Indian? They were told sacred and don't build any buildings. But see, they don't respect your life. And so they continue building. See, we needed to get ugly back then. But see, we're ugly for all this other crap that's happening now with Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Where were they when they're building on top of an African burial ground? See, they didn't care. So black lives didn't matter, and they don't care about their ancestors. But either way, I learned of that from the 1990s. It was a big thing when it happened, but they continue building. But anyway, I knew about that place. But they never said anything about Seneca Village in the heart of New York, in Manhattan. Yeah. So I want to show you this plaque. Yeah, when I got up this morning, I felt very emotional and I just wanted to get connected with nature and everything. So let me show you this plaque. Let me turn around the camera. Okay, this is Seneca Village Community Housing. Okay, I'll read some of the information here. In 1855, okay, so it's still the slavery ended in New York City. Okay, in 1855, Seneca Village was comprised of 52 dwellings concentrated in the area between 82nd and 86th Streets. On a lot near this sign stood two homes, a two-story house and a shanty, illustrating the diversity of housing types in the village. While many contemporary accounts depicted, sorry, yeah, let me finish. Depict the Seneca village as a shanty town comprising of small and poorly constructed buildings and inhabited by squatters. It had a range of building types and residents either rented or owned their homes. Most residents lived not in shanties but in one, two, or three-story wooden houses. Architectural excavations revealed that at least some of these houses had substantial stone foundations and metal roofing, indicating that they were well built, etc., etc. But see how these are some of the pictures? Yeah, they don't teach local history, okay? Look at that. This part of Manhattan was considered the wilderness. Like people say the wild, wild west. Well, they had Manhattan, the wild, wild north. Okay. Okay. You can read. When this is finished uploading, you can read it at your own leisure. So let me just do a pan view. Okay. So you can always put it on pause and read it at your own leisure. Okay, the information. Here are some of the lots. See that? And so these are the two areas where we are right now. Yeah, see, they always want to show the worst. You don't think these people had other houses, nice houses? Maybe after that the others got to it, got messed up. But see, let me turn it around. See, they always want to poo-poo your success. They want to poo-poo your hard work. Here, these people had been slaves. And then they were forced to move up north, to this part of Manhattan because they were being harassed by the other whites that lived down there in Manhattan. Yeah. So they just wanted to be left alone and they came up here. And they started a nice community all by themselves. And so the city found out about it and they said, well, we went to Europe. They had gone to some trip in Europe. I think it could have been France or Britain. And they had a garden. And they said, hey, we should have a garden too. Well, there's plenty of land further up north. They could, but no, they got this community. So I share that because, see, when you don't know your history, as I said, it often repeats itself. So when you have something, you have to be able to learn how to keep it, keep what you have, and learn the trickery of what happens when people are being harassed. You have to work as a community. So yeah, this is some more stuff here, Seneca Village. So I want to show that too. Yeah, I'm just seeing this thing here for the first time. Let me turn it around, my camera. Okay, this is another plaque here, right across. See that? Seneca Village landscape, lanes, lots, and streets. Yeah, see that? Okay, it was a nice place. The path on which you are standing roughly follows part of the main street through Seneca Village. A map from circa 1838 identifies it as Spring Street because it led to a natural spring just south of here, likely the primary water source for the village. A ladder map from 1856 calls the same street Old Lane, possibly to distinguish it from the grid of new streets and avenues that the city was still constructing based on the commissioner's plan of 1811, etc., etc. So yeah, just when you have time, once this live stream uploads, you can just put, when you want to read the details, you just put it on pause. Okay, get a little deeper there. Yeah. So see all that information. So you just put it on pause. Yet, see, I want you to get this. See, if you can form a community here and a nice thriving one, you can form another one. Okay, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. See, these people, they planned. They had plans. They had streets. Yeah, this is okay, in 2014. Sorry that bird poo there. Let's see. In 2014, archaeologists documented this surviving survey marker in Central Park. Can't read that word. To mark the future intersection of 103rd Street and 6th Avenue. These markers protruded from ground about 1 foot and were inscribed with the relevant street and avenue numbers on two sides. They were very likely a presence in Seneca Village landscape, a sign of potential urban development and change. Okay. Okay, there's some other information there. So you can read up more information. See that there? So you can put it on pause also when it's uploaded, and you can read more details about this Seneca Village, okay? The website, okay? Let me show you more what it looks like. And this neighborhood also, see it starts around 82nd Street. 82nd Street, and this is what they call the Upper West Side. They have beautiful museum. They have the Museum of Natural History. This is very expensive real estate. So you can see a little bit above some buildings out there. See that all here? This is African American land. Yeah, let's go up here. Let's see this. I've never been here. See, this is your country. You built it, and you should protect it. You have so many people who want to not love themselves. And you should love yourself because you have value. See, other people know your value. That's why they want to mess you over. That's why when the blacks back then formed this Seneca village, why the controlling factions of that day destroyed it. They pushed them off. So if you don't see the value in you, they're going to continue doing these things to you. Okay? That's why they're doing that. They didn't want you to succeed. It was about their system of control. And they can't find any descendants of those people. Where did they go? See that? Yeah, I should get a piece of wood. Look at that there. I guess they just cut these down. Yeah, I've never been over here. I never saw this strip. Yeah, I should get like a little twig or something. See, I come here also because there's power in getting connected to your history. Oh, look at that. Does anybody know what that is? I don't know what that is. So you have value, people. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. This is nice. Yeah, I gotta get a souvenir from here and put it on my altar. Yeah, I have an altar. So you make something that's personal for you, for your encouragement, to encourage yourself. Because see, there's not always gonna have people to encourage you. So you have to encourage yourself. Go to places that make you feel good. Go to places where you have people who were self-starters. These were self-starters. These are people who, despite the hardship, they said, I want to start something on my own. Yeah, let me even go on this side. Look at that. See? Look at that. I don't know whether it's the original, these stones. See, they don't want you to know about your history. Just gonna turn it. And they don't want you to know because they want you handicapped. They want you to feel like a victim. You're not a victim. You are highly capable. And remember, I think I talked about, I'm not sure, I can't remember now, but I was watching something on, what's his name? George Washington Carver. I think I made mention about him. George Washington Carver. And he was a slave. And he couldn't change how people, history, what happened to him. He was a slave, and then they kidnapped him again. Someone kidnapped him and his mom. He was retrieved, but they never got the mom back. He could have walked around being bitter and angry, right? He could have. But he decided to focus his energies on being a creative man. See, those people like Antifa and Black Lives Matter organization. Yes, Black Lives Matter, but I'm talking about the organization Black Lives Matter. Their falsehood. That's a falsehood organization that's here to overthrow the country, to make it communist. I've met people that lived in communist countries from Cuba, and she did not like it. She does not like, she's glad that she left. Yeah. It's not, they try to romanticize communism. It sucks. It sucks. Yeah. Yeah, I've never been here. Oh, they got stairs. Let me take a look at that. Oh, I see another plaque over there. Let's take a look. Yeah, I've never been to this part of the park. Yeah, you have to know and get in touch with your higher self, with those people who came before you. You can learn from anybody, any race, oh, look at this. Seneca Village Landscape, Summit Rock. Wow. Look at that. 142 feet above sea level. This hill is the highest elevation in Central Park and was a prominent feature of the Seneca Village landscape. The hill, now called Summit Rock, is actually a massive bedrock outcrop. Just below on Central Park West, which is that there, at Central Park West, you can see a cross section of this enormous rock. which was blasted to create the avenue. The rough and steep terrain made it a difficult place to build, and maps show that no one lived here, etc. So again, you could, once it uploads, you can put it on pause, you can read it at your own leisure. Show your kids this video, know their history, because they're not going to teach you this in your school. They teach you about nasty ass people, excuse my French. They teach you foolery, but they don't teach you the essential. See that blacks were able to form communities. See that? So I guess they mean here that there's no buildings there because of the landscape. Oh, and I guess here also. See that? Okay, I want to make sure I got that bottom part there. Okay, so you could also read that bottom portion there. See that? See, this is your history, New York City. And they don't want you to know this. You see all where I live in Manhattan, you see all these black men walking with their pants sagging down, right? There's no dignity because they're not taught anything positive about themselves. Wow, look at that drop. See that Central Park and 83rd? See that? Let me zoom in. See that? So if you ever, thank you for that donation. Thank you so much. All love and respect to you. See, we have to teach each other. We are somebody. I'm somebody. You are somebody. History is what you tell. You don't tell it, it's no history. You got to tell it. You got to share it. Okay? Right? We all have history, good and bad. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, 100 Black. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, this is our history. This is valuable land. See, I'm sharing this to you with all of you because this is valuable property to have a home. See all these here? Let me see if I could go closer. I'm a little afraid because I don't want to fall. Let me be very careful. I'm going to go this way. Let's see, because I don't want to fall. But let me get closer. Let me get closer. Yeah, there's a little path right there. You have to be real careful. Never seen this in my life. I've been coming here for 40 years, Central Park. I don't know, for 40 years. Yeah, I gotta hold on this tree. Yeah, I don't want to get to some, see that? It's like an edge. See that? See all these homes here? These are all homes mostly by white people. Look at this, someone cleaning a window. See that? See that? These are all, they don't really hide, allow people, black people to live here. No, not at all. This is very, very upscale part of town, the Upper West Side. See that? Very expensive to live here. These are probably all co-ops or condos. The museum is further up the road. Yeah. This is your community. This is all you. You built it, you cultivated it. And they stole it from you. They stole this land from you. You weren't bothering anybody. These were former slaves. They said, okay, they were harassing you downtown Manhattan. They harassed you. So he said, okay, let's move up here. See that? See, it's beautiful. They didn't want you to have beauty. So I'm saying for you, people, you better learn your history. And you better learn how to protect it. Protect what's yours. Protect your women. Protect your men. Not that. Yeah, you're full of, I feel full. Okay, thank you. I couldn't read it all, but thank you for your message. Yeah, so I want you to get it. I want you all to get it. This was all yours. And to make you feel like a fucking foreigner in your own backyard. And then you go out of your way, some of you, to marry outside of your race. Now, again, it's not about bashing. You marry who you love. You love this person, they love you. Form a community together. But some of you want to run away from the community because you don't know your history and you think happiness is with a particular race. No, happiness is in your body. Happiness is regardless what happens to you, that you hold self-respect for yourself, that you love and respect yourself, and you teach your children their history, good or bad. Doesn't matter, teach them so they could equip themselves so that they could provide for their families. In my neighborhood, you have all these dudes who are selling drugs. They fondle women. They're out of their mind. I doubt they know their history because they're living in despair because what television teaches them about themselves. Television teaches them that they're nothing. But I'm telling you today that you are somebody. You are somebody. You tell them that. When you want to feel like you have culture, whatever, look, you can put this video on and show you where early black Americans lived. And it's the choicest property in Manhattan. Yeah, this is one of the most expensive real estate in New York City. And people, and then they take it, and then they have the nerve to call it a shanty town. See how they disrespect you? No, there's no shanty town. These were developments from highly respectable people, highly respectable. And you know, did you learn about the George Washington Carver? George Washington Carver was a former slave, and then they re-enslaved him by I think they stole him and his mom from his so-called owner, and kidnapped him and tried to give him to somebody else. They never were able to retrieve the mother. He was a humble man, and I think also they castrated him. When you watch the videos about him, George Washington Carver, they say like he was a sickly child. Yeah, he'll be sickly. Someone castrated you, you'll be sickly also, right? Well, they got a park there. It looks like a little child's park. See all these buildings? Okay. These are all areas where this Seneca village was. See, they don't have a lot of information. You have to actually be looking for it. See the pathway there? See that? Yeah, they probably built it. See these beautiful stones? See all that? This is your land. This is all yours. See that? Go further down. Yeah, Seneca Village was from 82nd Street to like 89th Street. I think they said it was 5 acre land. Yeah, I'm gonna look at that other plaque there. I bet it's part of Seneca Village also. Let me turn the camera around. I don't want people to think I'm filming them. Yeah. Hey again. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm glad I came here because I have to encourage myself too. Because when I go outside in the street, I see such decay, urban decay amongst us. And when I see new arrivals, again, this is not an anti-immigrant, not at all. But when I see new people come and do better than you, see, you know what's happening now? I kid you not. See now, it's a paradigm shift. Now they're saying the real bigots in America are black people, according to Hispanics, whites, and Asians. Let me tell you this. You can look in any book of statistics on who is the wealthiest and who is the poorest in America by ethnicity. Here you have all these other people that mention that we're now the races in America. We are the bottom in America. The black American has the lowest socioeconomic money in America. Then the Hispanic, then the white, and then the Asian. Asians are relatively new in America, and they're the number one group in America. They're number one for health. They're the healthiest people. And two, they're the richest. Okay, but you're on the bottom, but yet now they're calling us the racists. See that? You have to start demanding respect, and you start demanding respect by respecting yourself. So I'm just walking over now to see this plaque. Oh, this is another group. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wow. This is interesting. Wow. Irish American. I'll still share this because it's history. Let me show you this. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Look at that. Seneca Village Community Irish Americans. Okay, look at that. And many black people have Irish in them, including myself. My earliest known ancestor is an Irish couple from Cork County, Ireland. That's in the southern part of Ireland. Okay, let me see this. Irish American families were scattered throughout Seneca Village, accounting for roughly 1/3 of the population during the 1850s. In the vicinity of this sign, the western side of the village was a cluster of at least 3 Irish American households headed by John Gallagher, Mike Barlow, and Jane Allen. Gallagher and his family occupied a 1.5-story frame house with a stable nearby, while Mike Barlow and his wife lived in a much smaller shanty. Jane Allen and her daughter are thought to have lived in another shanty owned by Mike Riley. See the terms shanty? See that? There's no reason why you say that. They lived in a home. Okay, there's more information here. Okay, so you can put it on pause and read in your own leisure. Yeah, many of you black folk have Irish ancestors. And again, as you see, the Irish and blacks lived together. But it was first started by a black American. Okay, look at this. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is census. Census records reveal that John Gallagher was a naturalized citizen and suggests that his family were the first Irish immigrants to settle in Seneca Village, etc. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is again, knowledge is power. So it showed that blacks weren't racist against newcomers. Okay, they shared. Okay, thank you for, okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. See that? See, this is your history. Blacks and Irish live together, but yet they have, and so many of us killing each other, right? Let me turn the camera. Yeah, see, I don't care. I don't care what people are, racially, I really don't care. Because we all, are human beings. But I share this information because it's not being taught. And you walk around like a zombie. Go in New York City and look at some of the black folk. They look like zombies. They look like they got a demon in some of them. Yeah, we're not doing well here in New York City. So I do this, I share this information because I want you to know. And again, I wanted to get out of the house, my apartment, and enjoy nature. See, I believe that nature is God, and that by walking in it, you're becoming part with God. You're, it's like you're coming home, and it revives your body and soul. Okay? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I've never been to this part of the park. Wow. Yeah, let me take a look at this park here. Yeah, this is beautiful. Wow. It's called the Toll Family Playground. Okay. It's cute. It's for like little baby. Yeah, I'm not gonna take a picture. I don't want anybody to think I'm a pervert. Yeah, and that's the exit to. Yeah, let me turn it around. Do you have the dogs? No, I didn't bring the dogs with me today. No, I specifically left them behind. In my apartment, I had the air conditioner on. They have water, but I wanted to come here by myself because I wanted to do some meditation. Yeah, I wanted to come here and maybe do a meditation in Seneca Village and get connected with higher energy. Yeah, well, let me show the exit. Yeah, so that's the exit there. Yeah, Central Park West. So that, yeah, this is a very expensive neighborhood. Okay. Yeah. So let me turn it back. Yeah, so let me just go on the other side now. Yeah. See, when you know your history, you're not going to walk around New York City like you're an orphan. Say, hey, we built that. We built homes there. Yeah, you got to know. You got to know because they're going to tell lies about you. Yeah, and that's what's happening. They're lying to you. Yeah. You know what else you should all do? Start teaching yourself little things. Because you have to get connected. See, what they're doing now, they want to create an artificial environment where you don't know how to do anything. Uh, you don't know how to build, you don't know how to sew, you don't know how to cook. A lot of us, did you know that a lot of the women here in the United States, you did all the cooking and you were excellent cooks, okay? So how come you don't have a restaurant, right? You got all these newcomers from Asia setting up. Again, this is not an anti-Asian thing, but I'm just trying to make a point. Anyone could come in if they're here legally with business is okay. And I love Asian food, but I'm not. So that's not my point. My point is, you were excellent cooks, but you don't have restaurants and share your cultural, your cooking skills and market your cooking. You forgot how to cook. You go eat at fast food instead, becoming fat and lazy, becoming sickly because you don't cook your own damn food. You think if we were that sick, you think we would have lasted that long in slavery? No. You ate well. You might have been a slave, but you ate well. You ate natural food. Okay. Oh wow, some other stuff. Wow. Wow, there's more stuff here. Oh, I'm so glad I came here. Let me show you this. Look at that. Seneca Village Community, All Angels Church. Wow. So you were spiritual people too. At a church right here. Okay, it says when the city built Central Park, church leaders moved the building from Seneca Village to 11th Avenue between 80th and 81st Street. Pictured here is All Angels Church in its second location. This is the only known photograph of a building that existed in Seneca Village. So that you knew how to build. Look at that. Is that a shanty or is this a church? And this is the second one. See that? You had your own infrastructure and then it was stolen from you. Look at that. Look at this. Those aware of Seneca Village have speculated as to whether the stones visible in the lawn just beyond this sign are the remains of a building foundation from the village. In fact, they are remnants of a sandbox that was installed in the 1930s. Coincidentally, they mark the approximate location of All Angels Church, etc. Okay. So that you could always put it on pause once the video uploads, and you can read it for your edification. Read it to your children. Watching these sick video games that pollute your mind. Stop polluting your mind. You have to cultivate your mind. And that's what George Washington Carver is all about. See, he took his pain and he cultivated beauty for his life. Okay? You have to start cultivating in your life. If you cultivate weeds, that's what you're going to get. And many of you watch these horrific stuff and wonder why you're so violent. You have to stop that. Come to a place like this. You gotta start doing. You have to make it happen for you. Look at this now. Seneca Village Community, the Wilson House. Okay. I don't know what this is. Okay. Near this sign and adjacent to All Angels Church was the home of the Wilsons, an African-American family consisting of William Wilson, his wife Charlotte, and their 8 children. Wilson worked as a porter and was also a sexton for the church, responsible for maintaining the building and yard. Archaeological investigations conducted at the site of the Wilson House in 2011 uncovered numerous artifacts, remnants of both domestic objects and architectural features. These artifacts allow researchers to imagine the lives of Wilsons and contribute to the understanding of Seneca Village as a largely middle-class community. You see that? You see that? So here in the others, they say like shanty. No, these were middle-class folk. These were people who were capable. See some of the artifacts? This is we call it pottery. These aren't like welfare recipients. These are highly gifted people with culture. Okay? You see that? See, I like to show, I try to be, show evidence. Not all my videos that I'm able to show and share tangible things, but here I show you. Okay, I show you. So you can go out and you can investigate on your own. I do things so that to show you that you can do it too. Be better than me. Go out there and show your kids that you could be an investigator for your community and your world, right? Oh, there's something else here. I'm going to show you this too. Wow, yeah, I've never been here in my life. This section. Let me show you this. Wow. See that? Look at that. Seneca Village Community. It's a timeline. Okay. Let's take a look at the timeline. Look at that. Let me start here. Okay. Survivor John Randell completes maps documenting farmland in Upper Manhattan. The area in the West 80s is largely undeveloped. So it started around 1815. It's 1817. Okay, New York State passes the gradual emancipation law. Enslaved African Americans born before July 4, 1799 will become free on July 4, 1827. Wow, see, I didn't know that. See, they didn't teach this in school. They don't teach this. They don't teach this. Why don't they teach this? Isn't that something you should know? And it was conditional that you had to be born before July 4, 1799. Why that date? Why that date? Okay, it goes on. New York State requires that African American men, in order to vote, must own property valued at 250 or more. What if you're a white man? Were you able to vote no matter what you had? Why is it that your house has to be of $250 or more? See, that it's always conditional with us. Always conditional. And see, that's what gets us angry because, see, they're always playing games with us. Okay, then look at this here. Okay, John and Elizabeth Whitehead purchased farmland in the West 80s. African Americans, okay, purchased land from the Whiteheads. African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church purchases land for a cemetery, on and on. All these things, total population of New York City, approximately 166,000, of which 8% are African Americans. Less than 100 are slaves. Wow. Look at that. Abolition of slavery in New York State on July 4. First African American newspaper, Freedom's Journal. See, we knew how to write. See that? We could read and write. Okay, we had newspapers. See that? All these things. See, all these things. Just going to scan it real quick like that so you can read it in your own leisure. Okay, I want to just get the information. Because people can pull this thing down, right? They can pull it down. This is the last one on the bottom. I'm going to do it. Yeah. So you can always put it on stop once it uploads. Get the information. Whatever is valuable for you in your household, you take it and you use it to your advantage. Okay? So I got that. Very nice. Let's see what's on the other. Oh, okay. Wow, more stuff here. Okay, Seneca Village landscape. Yeah? Yeah, I'm not going to even read that, but I'll scan it. Okay. Yeah, the orphans. Wow. Okay. Wow. Go here. So again, just scanning it so you could So I wanted to get the whole thing. And it was kind of hard. Let's see, let me go like that. Okay. Yeah, so again, in your own leisure, you can always read it. See that? Yeah. So I got playgrounds here. See that? Let me turn the camera around. See that? Oh wow, more stuff here. Didn't see that. Okay. So on the other side, they have it like I guess 4 sides. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they don't teach this in your history. This is local New York history, and they don't teach it. Yeah, New York City is controlled by a certain segment. When I think about them, I get angry. You have to learn their history, but they don't want you to know about yours. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's in 3 sides. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so this is yeah, this is really nice. Yeah, if any of you are able to get land for yourself, get it. I would love my own property. I really would. Oh, they got more. Another sign here. Yeah, Seneca Village was big. It was 5 acres. Let me show you this. Seneca Village, Central Park. Try to get as close as possible so I could scan it. And again, in your own leisure, you read it and get out of it what is important for you. Okay? Oh, there's something there too. Look at more stuff. See, this is like a museum. This is an outdoor museum. Okay. See that? And you thought you didn't have history. You do have history, but they hide it from you. And that's why you walk around angry all the time because they convince you you had nothing. No, those other people are just thieves. Okay, so you can just read that in your own leisure. Okay. Yeah. See that? And look at the church. This is what the church looks like. Does this look like a shanty? No. That's a beautiful church. It's beautiful. You were builders. You knew how to build your own homes. You built the White House. You didn't know that? You built the White House. You better start reading books and learn how to build your own home. Start saving your money. Rather than buying drugs, you save up your money and buy your own property. See that? You were organized. You were highly organized. But they made you feel like you didn't know anything. See, it's the lies. See, they're lying to you. They always lied about you. See that? Yeah, there's more. Yeah, it's 5 acres. 5 acres of property. I'll show you this. Look at that. This was a major town. You've heard of Black Wall Street, where you had Seneca Village. Seneca Village came before Black Wall Street, and that was in a different location. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this was a African Methodist church. Interesting, when you read about the abolitionists and things like that, it was the Methodist churches that seemed to be very helpful to the runaway slaves in particular, not the Baptists. See, the Baptists were criminals. They taught you the religion to keep you enslaved. Bunch of hypocrites. But whatever serves you, you serve it. Whatever religion you practice, if it serves you, you serve it. It's a two-way street. And if something you practice is not two-way and it's going out from you and not giving you any energy, then you need to find a new faith system that will support you and your loved ones. Forget that. So you can read that at your own leisure. See that? This article is from 1853. New York Daily Tribune announces the laying of the cornerstone for the AME Zion Church in Seneca Village. See that? And then what happened? Boom. They took it away. See, there's nothing sacred to your oppressors. People might think, oh, you shouldn't teach it because you're teaching hate. No, I'm not teaching hate. I'm teaching truth. That if you don't prepare your children for anything, you don't think those white households that they're teaching things against your family? You don't think so? You think it's all your imagination why when you move, when you go in an area, why they walk away? Even in the West Indies, I experienced racism. I was in the U.S. Virgin Islands in 1990 to 93, and I witnessed and experienced racism in a black island. The whites that go there, you have people, what do you call them? Auditors. And they came to the company that I worked for. And this black guy, a very well-polished black fellow, he was a dark-skinned black fellow in a beautiful, beautiful, very quality suit. And he sat down next to these two white dudes, the auditors. They were all young. We were all in our 20s back then. They looked at him with disgust and they walked away from him. I was horrified from him. See, he was a West Indian man. And he went to school in the United States mainland. And after his education, he went back home to the U.S. Virgin Islands of St. Thomas. And they did that to him. See, some white people, or I should say many white people, teach it. Let me turn the camera outside. They teach it. Why did they teach it? He was a nice guy, a very professional black guy. He was, I forget whether he was an accountant or computers, very well polished. He was a sharp black dude. And they're all like the same type, but he was just a different race. And those two white dudes, they walked away from him. Yeah, we're never good enough to be around them. Here, they're in a black island of the United States, U.S. Virgin Islands of St. Thomas, and they did that. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And you have to get it. And some people think, oh, let me marry someone from this group. No. I mean, marry who you want to marry. But I'm just trying to point out the reality and that you don't value yourself. And it's because you were taught. You have to start learning your history. And so you don't have to walk around like you're a zombie or that you're crazy. You wouldn't be having your pants sagging down like that. You wouldn't be doing drugs. Yeah. There's another plaque over there.
No, it's not. It's nothing. I'm just going to go down the West Side Highway and I'm right there.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah, there's so much out there, people. There's so much out there. And if you really realize how valuable you are, you're very valuable. They know it. Okay, this is something else. Let me show you this. Okay, Seneca Village Community, Andrew Williams. Okay, let's see who this person. Near this sign stood the house of Andrew Williams and his family. Oh my God, and his family. Williams is an important figure in the history of Seneca Village. He was the first African American to purchase land in the area in September of 1825. Got that? Williams, who was a boot black, someone who shined shoes, and lived in downtown Manhattan, was likely affiliated with the AME Zion Church, which also purchased the initial parcels of land in the area. 30 years later, when plans for Central Park were underway, Williams still owned the same 3 plots he had originally purchased. Information from the 1855 map and the state census allows for a closer look at Williams and some of his neighbors, giving us a better sense of the makeup of Seneca Village community, which included large extended families and numerous property owners. You see that? Say you were you had land, and you're part of a community, and you can do it again, people. You can do this again. See that? We had it all. You have to start coming together. You have all these different races or nationalities that come here, and they flourish because they stick together. They hire their own, they treat their own, they marry their own, and they become a powerhouse. Yeah. Don't you want power, people? They're showing you how it's done. You have to work collectively. Just walking on this land. Yeah, you got to. You know what you can do? You need to, you need to, it looks like pumpkin. Is that some type of vine? Okay. Yeah, just look on the ground. Yeah, you have to start preparing. Start going, go to library or something and teach yourself basic farming, something like that. Learn about plants and the grass and how to build things. You know, those of you who got a nice young, strong back, start teaching yourself things. Because things are going to be changing very quickly, I sense. Yeah, it's going to be a shift. I know in New York, I feel it, that all over the United States is going to be a major shift. No matter what happens in this upcoming presidential election, there's going to be a major shift. Yep. You have anarchists, and they're exploiting black Americans. They're making you think that they're on your side, but they're not. They want to use your history for a sympathy and excuse to take over the country. That is their goal. They don't love you, and they don't live in your neighborhoods. They're coming in from who knows where and coming and destroy your town. They're encouraging you to burn your home. I saw a video yesterday. This was in California, and they are paying arsonists to burn down people's homes and fields, and they have it on camera. I kid you not. This one lady, yeah, she had a property, she had a car, and she sneaked up on the guy that was committing arson. She took out her weapon. Yeah, she had a gun, and it ordered him on the ground. And you can see the evidence had matches and the soot on his hands. And he said, "Oh, well, I'm a smoker." "Oh, you're right." Yeah. Yeah. See, they're trying to make it look like what they call global changing. Yes, I saw the video too. Yeah. Yeah. They are not your friend. They're trying to set you up. They're getting you all excited, all excited, all excited about everything and racism, all this stuff. They are behind it. They are behind it. Yes, you have some sicko cops. So if you think of them as sick, they're going to act sick. Be polite. No one wants to be a cop. They don't just grow, oh, I want to be a cop so I can see people dead. No. They do that because there's no other jobs really. And some of them, their fathers were cops, and then so they just want to follow in the footsteps, right? That's what's happening. But yeah, they want to fool you. They're using your history and your sorrows to win you over to make their they have a plan, and so they're using you as a backup and as a force, physical force to do things, but to do things to destroy your community. They're not there to build your community. How is burning, please tell me, how is burning up your house or your apartment or your neighbor's property or say we don't want a police force, who the hell is going to protect you? I told you in several videos ago that about 2.5 months ago, I was groped by a person that had a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. Yeah. You think you think I'm that crazy? You better have police force or someone there to protect your community. You have crazy people out there of all races, and they see women by themselves, and some of them don't have good intentions. Let me just say that. It happened to me. And when I asked for help, I just asked a woman in the store, a black woman in the store, and she cursed me out. I couldn't believe it. See, we don't stick together. That same pervert could have gotten her when she left to go home from work. See, we don't think. We don't think. We want to look pretty. We want to have all this bling on, but you have nothing. And then all these other people come and acquire your property. They acquire the jobs that you should have gotten. Yeah. We don't have it anymore. We don't have it. And now with the Civil Rights Act, now you have to include women, white women, all these other so-called minorities, and then you got that much protection. Yeah. So you have a fraction, and if you add up all the other groups, I would have beat them up for you. Hey, thanks for saying that. Yeah, it happened to me. It was frightening. This guy was out of his mind. And you know what the cops said? The cops said, well, it was these two officers on horses. They were at the scene. They just so happened to be coming by when it happened. And I hailed them down, and I told them what happened, and I had to make a phone call to get the police cars to come. The guy on the horse said, well, that he's probably crazy, and when we bring him in, they're just going to release him, so you have to play it how you want to play it. Indirectly, he's telling me, don't even bother. Look at that. See that? Yeah. So you have to protect your people. You have to protect each other. And when people don't see that you care about your own, they're going to disrespect you, and they're going to hurt. They're going to steal from you. We were respectable people. that guy, George Washington Carver, he a former slave, and he went to college. He was a poor guy. Back then, black people went to college. My father and mother went to college. Yeah, yeah, up in New York, it was available. You had to pay for your book. It was free tuition, but you had to pay for your books and supplies. Black people were going to college. So what's happening now? I went to college and I graduated, and you hardly see any black people, black American people. They're hardly there. But you got all these new people from all over the world, and they're graduating, and they're getting degrees in technologies, and they're the ones that get the jobs, the good paying jobs. But you don't, you're choosing the easy way out. Many of you going into security, they make it easy for you to get in. They want you to stay in that. But you're not using security to protect your own community. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? You're a security guard, but you're not securing your own neighborhood. Oh, insane. Complete insanity. You gotta start waking up. Yeah. What's gonna happen, I think, is that you have the upcoming election. And the election is going, no matter where it goes. See, they want to take over the communists, these communist socialists, what's that, Marxists, and they're using you. And it's not the first time that they used you historically, this type of person. And they want to take over. And if Trump wins, they're going to riot and anarchy. Okay? If he loses, it's still going to be anarchy, I feel. But especially if he loses. And they're going to try to cheat the election. The only reason why they want to do the mailing, see, it's this so-called crisis, the C-19 thing. So you have people who are so strategic. This is a warfare, what's going on right now. What's happening right now in the United States and the planet is a new form of warfare, of false information. The common cold is weaponized. It's a cold flu, and they're requiring people with the cold flu that we all have to wear a mask. Yes, there are people who got sick, and yes, there was people in my immediate family that got sick. One person in my immediate family, and 3 of my cousins died. But they had conditions, okay? But they want to weaponize this and then use it, and then have it so that, okay, you have this fakery going on, or an exaggeration of disease, and then require the people to wear masks. Oh, we have a mask. Oh, we can't go to vote because it'd be too dangerous. See, that's the game that they're playing. It's a game. It's all a game, and it's a strategic game to control and to take over the country. Now, if it was so dangerous that you can't go in a building, then how come people go to supermarkets? How come people go into riot out in the street without a mask? See that? It doesn't make sense. And why are they sending people to school? Little kids to elementary school. Okay? If it's so dangerous, you would have them at home. But no, they're sending them out to school. So you can't put on a damn mask and go and vote. See that? Because they want to steal the election, the Democrats. And again, I know, yeah, I'm losing some of you, but I'm being honest. So you don't have to like the truth, just know what the truth is. So they're going to have it so that do the mail-in ballots. And with the mail-in, it's about 80 million ballots they're going to send to people's homes. Some of those people may not even be alive. And you've heard about things that, like a cat, this kitty cat is on the ballot, being sent a ballot. So they're going to take it And they're going to write anybody's information on it and steal the election that way. Yeah, they'll just say, oh, we're going to vote for this person. That's why they're doing it. That's why they want you at home, because they're trying to set us up so that to require people do the mailing so they can steal the election. That is the intent. Oh, there was something else. Oh, let me tell you this before I forget with the mail-in. You could, someone had told, well, something that I heard over the internet that they are able to like let's say you're a registered voter, they could unregister you. And even if you have your voter card, like they send like a notice that where you can go to vote, you know, it has the location and all that and other particulars. Uh, even though you may have that with you to vote, they say, well, you're not on in the books here, regardless what's in your hand, and then you can't vote. So there is a website. Oh, I think it's called Vote. Oh God. Just Google voting to assure your voting ability. You know, vote New York or something. Voting, something like that, and it will refer you to a website. I wish I knew the exact name. I apologize for not knowing, but just Google it. You know, where to vote, and you type. Once you get to the website, you type in your name and date of birth. No, name, location, like you know what state you're from, New York or New Jersey, Texas, Georgia, you know, and they'll have your information and it'll indicate whether you're registered to vote. So if you see that you're no longer registered, where you go right to your district and re-register. Yeah, they're stealing that. They're purging. Yeah, they're purging records. They're purging your voter registration records for whatever reason. Okay, you can check. It's free. It's free access. You just give your name, what state you're from, and I think this and your date of birth, and boom, it's instant, the information, and they'll show you if you what party you registered in and other particulars. Do that today. Do that today, because I don't know when the deadline is to register. You know, you don't want to be kicked out. You don't want that. You know, I mean, the option is yours. What you want to do, whether you want to vote or not, that is your prerogative. You know, I want to vote. I think I'm going to vote Trump, yeah. And again, you vote for who you want to vote for, you know, because it's your life. And again, it might change my mind, but I think that's how I'm going to swing it. So let me see what this is, another plaque here. Let me see. Yeah, this is another one. Did I just see that? Oh, I think, okay. Okay, yeah, I already saw that one. Okay, so yeah, so this is historical ground for American blacks and blacks all over the Americas, you know. Yeah, we worked hard and you got shafted, but you know, it's always, today is always, the now is always the new moment, and you could correct things that happen to you. Yeah. Yeah, correct what you can correct. And teach. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say. That you have, okay, I'm just crossing this street here. Yeah, I think this, yeah, more here. Yeah, this was a 5-acre plot of land. There's more stuff here. Yeah, this all in New York City, Black New York City. Reservoir keepers. Yeah, this is part of the. Wow. Yeah, we're going to see this, folks. This is exciting. Okay. Seneca Village Community Reservoir Keepers. Look at that. Yeah, I'm not going to even read it. Yeah. And they don't want you to know this history because they want to keep you handicapped. And they want to call you the N word. And they're going to say that you don't have culture, yet everybody's stealing your culture and marketing off of you. And then you don't want to marry your own. Well, they're jealous of you. I'm going to leave it out like this. See, they're jealous of you people. They've always been jealous of us. Because, see, we have integrity. We were a people of integrity. And I say that because we've lived so long here in the Americas and we always forgive. We forgive others, but we need to start forgiving ourselves. You have to forgive yourself. You have to. Yeah, I've never seen this. I want to go inside if I can. What is this? Yeah, we'll find out. Look at that. It's like something separating. Yeah. See, you have to start valuing yourself. Those of you who are still on and watching this, if you have children or grandchildren, share them their history. And if you know your personal history, like, you know, your direct descendants, whatever what you know about them, and devise a plan. You say, you know, let's say you don't know anything about your ancestry. That's okay. You go by what you do know about yourself. And you say, you know, let's do a plan. Let's start from ground zero and let's do something spectacular with your life. Do something spectacular. Have dreams for your children, your grandchildren. Teach them skills. Yeah. You can learn skills on the internet. You can do that. You could, let's say, you could, learn how to make soap. You can learn on the internet. I learned how to make soap on the internet. Videos on YouTube. And then I wrote books and I make my own soap. I haven't used soap. I'm at like in between, like when I ran, I had to do something and I used this other soap, but I make my own soap since 2014. Okay? Since 2014, I've been making my own soap and use on my body. Yeah? Yeah, I don't use those other people's soap. I make my own soap. And I'm going to make, I bought material to, let me go here. I am making a satin cap for me to sleep in. Yeah. Yeah, I bought the fabric, satin, and I have to redo, like, I started making one of them, but it's not big enough. I didn't cut the piece correctly. I need a bigger piece. So, but I'm gonna do it by hand. It's all gonna be made by hand, and this is something that, see, this is empowering because, see, we buy a lot of stuff from other places. They don't respect our money. Stop making your own stuff. You know, we were sewing. Who do you think did all the sewing? You did. And There was a program I saw on quilts, American quilts. Did you know that the quilt was actually codes about getting into, what do you call it, to become free? The different passageways that you can sneak out and get free. Yeah, it was all symbolic. It was all symbolic. Mm-hmm. What's this? Oh, okay. Okay, so I guess we're out of Seneca Village. Okay. So yeah, let me turn the camera. Yeah, start teaching yourself different things. Start reading your history. There are a lot of famous black people, and not just the United States. You have it in other countries in the Americas. You can read about them. Yeah, start learning about them and use it to edify yourself, to encourage yourself. See, if you don't do it, who else is? You think these other people, these white people, you don't think that they teach their kids what they want them to know and believe about you? And that's why they have that power over you, because they teach a lot of them lies. And they teach them to fear you. So I'm just saying, don't teach to be afraid or angry. Teach to equip you to rise above. That's all I'm saying. It's not about hatred. It's about self-love and self-preservation. If you don't love yourself, who else will? So my phone is gonna lose power soon, and yeah, and I want to be heard with the mic on. So I want to thank you all for listening, and I appreciate. Let me show the. I just want to show this. Yeah, I share you all this as a means to love your history. In New York City, this is your land that was stolen from you so that they can build a park. And what they did in, what do you call that town? Black Wall Street. That was in Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma. They took the community, they firebombed it, and then they put a highway into the village so they can't rebuild. Yeah, they're sneaky bastards. Real sneaky. Yeah, you need to start coming together. Okay, yeah, this is still part of Seneca. Okay, livelihood. So you can just edify yourself with this information. Okay? You got to start teaching folks true history. Okay? So, you see how beautiful this land is? This is beautiful land. This is beautiful land. Okay, folks, so I really hope you enjoyed this journey with me. And yes, learn as much as you can. Make your own soap, make your own clothes. You can even make it by hand. And when my little bonnets are made, I'll share it with you guys. Yeah. Yeah, I want to do it all by hand. And I think in the future I might get a sewing machine. I used to sew. Yeah, I used to sew. My mother sewed and she sewed excellent. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, start teaching yourself crafts, skills, because when the poo-poo hits the fan with this election, you have to know how to do stuff, okay? So thank you again for listening. I say this in peace and love to you all, okay? Take care. Yeah, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. You too. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.